USA, Canada, Switzerland, and the rest of the world, Supersonic's money transfer has got you covered. With the largest payout network in the Gambia, you can now receive your monies anywhere you are, from Kartong to Koina, with less hassle. Yes! You can receive monies from your family and friends in UK, Europe, USA, Canada, Switzerland, and the rest of the world with our safe, secure, fast, and convenient service that offers you the largest selection of payout locations in the Gambia. Supersonic's money transfer. We are currently in 34 African countries and counting, giving you quality money remittance services that are second to none. Visit the Google Play Store or the Apple Store today to download the Supersonic's money transfer app and enjoy excellent money transfer services only with Supersonics.
I'm the CEO of Divas Beauty Supplies.
Owner of African Supermart.
The owner of Sawana Import and Global Grocery.
I'm the manager of Bantaba Restaurant.
This is my boutique. It's Anna's Closet.
Money does not go on three.
No matter how long I live in America, Gambia is my home. That's what I have.
Mangi judo passenger gachoy. Mangi grow up in Bakau.
Business in United States, not only in the US, everywhere in the world right now, business is challenged.
Looking into many different kinds of businesses, I think this is the best thing to do, and it's really working out for me.
I've been here for about 16 years.
I came here in 1989.
I have like 3-4 jobs that I do.
My advice is for other young Gambians to focus on what they want to do. Education is the key to everything.
Have a vision, have a purpose, and don't let anybody tell you you will never succeed.
I am Anna Sayang.
Ibu Bah.
Adrian Daidafe.
Ulay Musayus.
Ibrahim Adiba.
Mohamed Sawane.
Fatou Diba.
Abdullah Ilo.
Jelimari Jubate.
I'm very proud.
I am proud.
I am a proud Gambian.
Embracing this round, my people, my town, celebrating with this sound, we are feeling some type of.
When I die, let no one feel sigh to cry. For the sorrow of my demise to melt your cries as I wave a goodbye. But don't shout out loud like thunderstorm, let the vibration of your voice not reach the sky. Just pass by, pray for my entrance to Jannah where my religious sweats will dry. My journey to the destination of no return as my soul flies high. In the brutal hands of the angel of death, in his deadly doings no one can deny. So when I die, I will be a flared flat figure flanked by purifiers to wash me of impurities, spread into a mattress that praises and prayers will lie on, so the worshippers will hold on, hang on, stand straight, silently sing the funeral anthem against my sins, against Satan, against hellfire, against dark light where loss begins, then a push into the most comfortable blanket, the clippers of softness where darkness reigns, gripping me in hidden energy, clipping me in spiritual synergy, in submission, supplication, kumboning, kodom, and sembo soto daming, dimbabe janela daming, ninning manta mambeng, otofoku betol se kambeng janning junubol kampempeng, nsen na daji ko jube, na balu nyabe nyameng. So when I die, from me functions and actions will be uprooted, and flesh will look fresh when the soul is evacuated. I'll be dumb and deaf, blind and crippled, to resist the temptation towards the hungry grave and its needy son, that on the land I used to stand, walk on, dance on will open up to swallow where world worries wallow, in its intestines and crossing bones and particles and stones, knocking every part and heart of me.
Real origin is actually Kir Omar Sen. That's where my parents are from. But I've been born in Bundum Bohol, brought up to some extent in Jida Sukuta, Combes District, West Coast region.
Janga mata hadokh lu sared di daw be doxé ci dok samay dal. Saku xam-xam ngir yokku man-man fu ñak yoon rek ma xal. Mu jaral ma xaré be foxoj, jengu be rekh fenteng fo londe ñino, bata kono fu ware ya kono ni soto baliya mante londino.
my education actually started at Nafa Nursery School at Jola Kunda, just beside Latrikunda Sabiji. And I later proceeded to Latrikunda Sabiji Lower Basic School before heading to Jiboro Basic Cycle School for my junior school, and then finished my basic secondary education at Nusrat Senior Secondary School, and from there proceeded to the Gambia College School of Education, and ended up at the University of the Gambia, where I obtained an LLB.
Tukki ngir tekkee taxoon ma teggi tànki toog teg fa tànki tukki ndeke tànki tukki yu ma tegoon mooy waral samay jooy guddi yooni gannaaw tëj ma kasoog ñàkka nelaw futti ndulli paakaaki bali fetel jël suma wér yaram suma xol ak xel toroxtaane tax suma melokaan sax xamatuma nu mel.
Poetry actually is something that grew with me, or let me say in me, when I was very young. This actually started at a very unconscious time for me, in a sense that I was liking poetry without even knowing that I was liking poetry. So ordinarily, in the Gambia, when you are the best student in a particular school, you're usually used for all the competitions. And it actually happened with me. I was involved in poetry competitions, and at the end of the day, I was writing poems, but they were usually edited, or let me say, finished up by my teachers. And that actually, brought up this love for poetry in me. And ultimately, I became passionate about doing it. But in the end, I ended up doing it as a task. Like, I consider it as a responsibility for me to do poetry, in a sense that it gave me the opportunity to use it as a means of voicing the voice. Using it as a means to advocate for societal change, and also serving as the voice of the voiceless.
The type of education we have is what will continue. If what we do is not what we promise, and if what we promise is not what we do, if excellence we continue on the action plans we drew, if what we have thought cannot reflect, it is not a dream come true. For my education, our education, is a whole bowl of porridge tinted with tons and sands that only give impressions without meeting our demands. A bent dream carrying a huge weight, a huge burden, a huge gap between quantity and quality. A diminished standard surrounded with poor results. A gap between practical and theory.
As far as poetry is concerned, it has been fundamentally the Chess International Festival in Senegal, also the World Festival of Youth and Students in Russia, and even though I attended the Hampton Summer Institute of Leadership in the United States, it was not actually a poetry engagement, but it gave me the opportunity to also share the poetry work that I do. So in all the leadership programs that I go to, I always use it as an opportunity to also share my poetry work with the people that are there. Poetry is already growing, and it will continue to grow. It has been evident that in any platform you go to now, there must be poetry performance. Because if it is not there, there's a particular form of source that the event is going to miss. And most recently, you would obviously remember the various poetry album launchings that have taken place, and how much we fill the halls with people. These are things that have never been expected. And if you go on YouTube, poets are registering a high number of views, in the Gambia. And that alone is a guarantee that poetry would definitely grow very, very well as far as this country is concerned. Next 5 years, a lot of deals, a lot of money, a lot of international representation, a lot of poetry album launch, quality videos, a lot of poetry projects, yes. And of course, let me say the final height that I may want to see poetry in is seeing every Gambian listening to poetry, appreciating poetry, and promoting poetry.
When I die, let no one feel shy to cry. For the sorrow of my demise to melt your cries as I wave a goodbye. But don't shout out loud like thunderstorm, let the vibration of your voice not rid the sky. Just pass by, pray for my entrance to Jannah, where my religious sweats will dry, my journey to the destination of no return as my soul flies high.
The challenges I faced are a little bit much, I could say. There are a lot of challenges. I think some could be sad, some could not be, but I think the most fundamental of those have been the challenge of having to go to school at a very young age with absolutely little support. Because at the time, like when I started my primary up to the junior to senior secondary school, everything I was doing I was doing it as a perseverance, but the required means to do that was not really there. And limited opportunities for me as well, because if you consider, you know, where I grew up, for example, we were not people that were very known in the surrounding, and the Gambia, you know, is constructed in a way that sometimes you have to know people in order to get certain things, and that really affected my growth. Even though I was very brilliant as a child, but opportunities were not, you know, coming my way, and you know, things started, you know, from one place to another. So even when we were in the village where I displayed outstanding qualities, it was still difficult. But I think I found my way through. I had to knock on the doors. I had to force myself into the system to ensure that I do not allow people to limit me. As far as my capabilities are concerned, if I see people that are basically where I believe I could have been, considering my ability and capacity, then I make sure that I get myself there. One of the challenges as well was I found it very difficult to get scholarship to school, much especially from senior school to the university level. And that also affected me a lot. And I think one of the most fundamental things that affected my growth was the passing away of my father. You know, when I was just about to start my UTG life, at a time when I needed him a lot more, when I needed his support and presence a lot more. So these are basically some of the things that I faced, you know, from my individual capacity.
It is with so much honor, excitement, and gratitude that I deliver this speech to this honorable House as we witness this symbolic occasion, the first ordinary session of the National Youth Parliament of the Gambia for the year 2022. I am so much delighted to have been elected as Speaker of this August Parliament.
Something that I'm always very proud to talk about is being the first winner of the National Poetry Slam of the Gambia, you know, being a national debate champion, you know, being the first poet ever to have an album launch at the Benjamin Hall, but not only that, but fill, you know, the hall up to capacity, being Speaker of the National Youth Parliament, and, you know, doing absolutely wonderful reformations that led to a new constitution and other new documents, and adjusting the structure of the Youth Parliament, and being the first speaker to initiate the official sittings of the National Youth Parliament happening in the National Assembly chambers with actual representation from you know, the constituencies, and all the projects and programs that I've led around youth empowerment, around SGBV, you know, around child protection. I've also achieved around sports as well. Like, I'm a passionate footballer, and this is something that a lot of people don't know about. I've been achieving around mentorship, you know, grooming a lot of kids in poetry, in public speaking, and other academic endeavors. I've headed a series of programs and coordinated a series of programs. A lot of things. I've changed lives, you know, lives that I cannot mention, obviously, because certain things have to be left under the carpet. But I don't think I can exhaust mentioning the achievements that I've made so far. But Alhamdulillah, we're still looking forward to doing more.
Less facilities, few teaching materials for students to comprehend what they are taught and how they are taught, the results they cannot defend. For knowledge we underspend, for wages we overspend, some blast, some commend, but the real can no more pretend that our faith in quality is gradually fading away. And the solutions must visit now before the fire burns the hay. Through commitment and productive actions, not just by mere words we say, so the generation will be empowered. The information we should always relay to the government, teachers, parents, and stakeholders. Help us realize the saying that education is the key to success.
In the next 5 years, I really want to have my master's by then, inshallah, master's degree, and possibly something higher than that. And yes, I would love to have got married with children, of course, by that time. And I would seek to be working somewhere very decent in terms of salary, in terms of opportunities, in terms of networking, everything around my personal and professional development. But I really want to remain committed and, you know, connected with Gambians a lot more moving forward. Yeah. Youth may not be blamed because of how hard the country is, but you can definitely make it in the Gambia here. The results are there for all to see. A lot of people have made it here. I don't even have to list the names, you know. Obviously, I would like to use a young person as an example. The likes of Steve, for example, who is an artist, has made it here, not through the offices, but through his creativity, you know. I can name other artists, you know, like Attack, Jizun, Hussein Dada Barhama, like you can name them. And there are a lot of young entrepreneurs in the country that made it here. You know, examples like, let's say Halim Mas Joe, for example, who's done extremely well. He's made it here. And, you know, Amina of Chop Shop, a lot of young people have made it here. And even if you go beyond that age bracket, you know, there are skill centers that have done extremely well. You have the likes of, let's say, Antifat Hussein of Genjoro, who has bred a lot of young people doing well. You know, she herself has made it in the Gambia. And all of the big names out there, I don't have to mention them now.
Right in the heart of our dwellings, for success is everywhere. It is an accumulation of metals, so you be the smith. To reach the highest level of success and rise to the zenith, the notion of having to travel to make it is just a mere myth, a misguidance we can no more work with.
I am a very, very proud Gambian. I am so much proud to have been born in the Gambia, raised in the Gambia, educated in the Gambia, and working in the Gambia. I understand we have our butts as well as a country. There are a lot of gaps that we are supposed to fill, but that doesn't change the fact that I'm such a proud Gambian. And it is displayed anywhere I go to, either within the country or outside. The first thing that people would see is this is a proud Gambian. And whatever that is going on in our lives here, it wouldn't matter. It wouldn't change how much love we have for this country. Let us be proud of this country. Let us love this country. Let us be passionate about this country. Let us have this nationalism spirit in us anytime, anywhere, and understand that irrespective of anything that is going on in the country, it is for us to build it. It is for us to solve them. We don't have to wait for anyone to do that for us. It is understandable that at some point life will require us to go outside the country for some time and come back, but that should not be a disconnection between us and the people and the country. So let us keep spreading the love, sustain the peace of this country, and do everything that we can to ensure that it reaches the height that other developed countries are right now. From my side, it's a total love for the Gambia, and it's an unbreakable marriage, and I hope every Gambian will also have the same spirit moving forward.
So hear it, wrap it, and trust it. Be the explorer beyond your boundaries. There is no limit. Don't be fooled by the utopia they create from outside and how they narrate it. For if it does not look like it, it's not it, but looking like it does not make it it. So this is an infection internally that only you can treat. For the magic line is, then wake up, grind, take the path towards knowledge. For education is the key to success, within or outside the four corners of the classroom. In the bathroom, in the grill room, in the showroom, in the newsroom, in the dress room, and if success turned to be the bride, you be the bridegroom.
I'm the CEO of Divas Beauty Supplies.
Owner of African Supermart.
The owner of Sawana Import and Global Grocery.
I'm the manager of Bantaba Restaurant.
This is my boutique. It's Anna's Closet.
Money does not go on three.
No matter how long I live in America, Gambia is my home. That's what I have.
Mangi judo fast njaga choy. Mangi grow up in Bakau.
Business in United States, not only in the US, everywhere in the world right now, business is challenged.
Looking into many different kinds of businesses, I think this is the best thing to do, and it's really working out for me.
I've been here for about 16 years.
I came here in 1989.
I have like 3-4 jobs that I do.
My advice is for other young Gambians to focus on what they want to do. Education is the key to everything.
Have a vision, have a purpose, and don't let anybody tell you you will never succeed.
I am Anna Sayang.
Ibu Bah.
Adrian Daidafe.
Ulay Musayus.
Ibrahim Adiba.
Mohamed Sawane.
Fatu Diba.
Abdullailo.
Jalimari Jubate.
I'm very proud.
I am proud.
I am a proud Gambian.
Embracing this round.